I think of the civic action planning process that we are undertaking right now as an invitation for the 450 signatory institutions, colleges and universities across the country. It's an invitation for them to redesign the engine of higher education. And here's what I mean by that. We have had automobiles for 100 plus years now, and they do the thing they're supposed to do. They move people from one place to another. And from the beginning, they have been powered by a single technology, the internal combustion engine. And again, it has done what it's supposed to. You get in a car with an internal combustion engine and it gets you where you want to go. And it's done that for a very long time. It's done it quite well. We've changed cars. We have changed their aesthetics. We have improved their safety features. So the vehicle has changed a lot, but the constant has been the internal combustion engine. And if we just cared about the one thing, moving people from one place to another, we could stick with the internal combustion engine forever. And it turns out that we can't, because we actually have other values, other things we care about. And in particular, we care about the future of the planet. And so we have collectively begun to recognize that the internal combustion engine cannot be the way we move ourselves around in the future, that we have to innovate, that we have to envision, imagine, and engineer different technologies that will move a car. And so we have begun to do that with hybrid technologies, with electric vehicles, with fuel cell technologies. We have a whole new set of ways of moving us from one place to another that do the thing they're supposed to, but do it in a way that's consistent with our deeper values. For me, higher education is a bit like the automobile. Our system of higher education was not built to achieve the deep values of social justice, of equity, of a sustainable democracy that we now collectively care about and want to embody in our practices. And so we can create new initiatives and new programs, and those things can have a significant impact for a small number. But we need to do more than that. We need to change the way our institutions of higher education work. We need to change the way we think about our teaching and our research and the way we admit and finance students' education. And we need to change the way we think about how our institutions make decisions about purchasing and about real estate development to ensure that all of those are consistent with our values, with our commitments to a just and equitable society, our commitment to a democracy in which all individuals genuinely have an opportunity for equal voice and equal influence over public policy and decision making. We won't be able to do that by working on the fringes of our institutions, on things that are equivalent to the aesthetic design or an additional safety feature. We have to be willing to open them up, to think about what is the equivalent of the engine that powers the Tesla for higher education. How can we work together to get there, to end up with institutions that both do the things that are central, teach students and conduct research, produce new knowledge, but do those in a way that are consistent with producing a more just and more equitable and a more democratic society.